What's up guys, Z-Slides here back with another video. So today I'm building the guitar neck for the guitar I've been building in this series. Started out by using the same wood and cut it out. My father helped me cut it out with a jigsaw. So thank you to him. So I sanded the edges down to make sure it was flat, more even. Then I was marking out some different dimensions I wanted to put on the wood. And I continued to mark and sand different dimensions down on it. So I started sanding those edges down before I realized I needed to cut them out. So my father cut a line there, and I cut back with the hand tools to cut the chunk of wood off, which you can see it got removed there. And this will just remove a lot of material that would have needed to gone sanded down by like half an inch worth of material. So I started rounding over the edges of the back of the guitar neck, which improved it and made it more flat. I continued to sand it for a very long time. That's always the worst part of this project. But here I move on to the back of it. This is where it's going to connect to the guitar body. So I had to cut a chunk out there in order to make sure it connects properly, so it can go all the way in the guitar. Then on the top of it, I'm cutting out a slot for the headstock. In most guitars, the headstock is built into the same piece of wood as the guitar neck. But that would have been too hard for me to do, so I'm just going to glue it on later. But I need to cut out a hole right now so it has an ample attachment area. I continue to sand all the holes and cuts that I've made into the wood, and come back with a chisel to cut out some more areas to make sure it fits good into the guitar neck. Because of the guitar neck base, I only made it 3 inches, or I only made it 2 inches when it should have been 3 inches. So I had to cut a chunk to make sure it'll match up. Came back. I saw this cool thing on a video where they put tape down and then some adhesive and attach sandpaper to it. It worked very well, or just attach anything to it. So I'd use this later in the video. But it held the sandpaper in very, very good, and it allowed me to sand it flat. I moved on and did the same trick to attach a guitar neck template that showed me where I need to cut. I found this old miter box that I used to cut all the different frets out. I think I cut a bit too much. You only need a very light score, which would have been fine. I went a bit deeper, maybe 1/8 of an inch in. But like a 1/16 probably would have been fine to do. And on this guitar, I went 24 frets and a 16-inch guitar length ratio. Most guitars either have a 22 or 24. My current guitar has a 22, so I wanted to do something different and put a 24 on this guitar I was building. After I cut those out, I continued to sand and shape the guitar body to prepare it for painting on it and more sanding. I always love using wood stain. It just makes the guitar look very nice, and I put a generous coating on the wood stain before coming back and wiping it off with paper towel. I let that dry, then I came back with some teak oil just to seal the guitar better. After I finished doing that, I needed to make fret inlay. So most guitars, I drill a hole and put metal in there. Obviously, I couldn't do that. So I had this old tape that was shiny and you could stick on, and so I decided to try that out. And it came out pretty good after I did all the layers of clear coats. And since I wanted to do something special on the 12th fret, normally it's just like 2 dots, but I wanted to make it a Z for something different. So I taped the template to the back of it, reversed it, and then cut it out, and just stuck it on. And for the fret markers, so you can see what you're playing, I just used a hole puncher to cut those out. Normally they're a bit smaller, but that was the smallest hole puncher I had. And it was just easier to work with that way. And then I did 4 clear coats of paint just to secure it. And this is the hardest part of this entire project. I was trying to do frets. So first I had this wires, then I had these nails, and I tried like clamping them down and putting wood glue in them, and then like something else, but nothing worked. They would always just fall out. So I just went bought frets to try it with, but they didn't come in yet, and we're kind of in a hurricane, so I'm gonna rush to finish this. If you have any ideas for what I could work on later, let me know. And if you have any ideas of what I can call the guitar, I might put it on the guitar neck if there's any, or guitar headstock if there's any good ideas. Let me know in the comments. and Z-Slides out.